Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Steve Ellman, County Executive of St. Charles County and the Chair of the Board of Directors of the East-West Gateway Council of Governments. Welcome to the 55th Annual and first ever virtual meeting of the St. Louis Area's Council of Governments and Metropolitan Planning Organization. We will announce and honor this year's Outstanding Local Government Award recipients. We have provided a program on the events page of the East-West Gateway website that details the accomplishments of this year's winners. We urge you to read about them. Also on the events page is East-West Gateway's combination annual report and calendar. In a typical year, this would be placed on your table, but since this year is far from typical, we will provide hard copies upon request. Along with an overview of the agency's major activities and accomplishments for the year, the calendar features a historical timeline of impactful partnerships at East-West Gateway and photographs illustrating the many distinctive places, people, and events in our region. Since its founding in 1965, the East-West Gateway Council of Governments has worked collaboratively with federal, state, and local partners to improve the lives of residents in the city of St. Louis and the 7 surrounding counties in Missouri and Illinois. We accomplish this by coordinating investments in transportation infrastructure and developing plans and programs related to air and water quality, disaster preparedness, regional security, sustainability, and policy research. In each case, we rely on strong relationships with the cities, counties, and organizations joining us here today. You are our membership and our most important partners. This philosophy is evident in the way East-West Gateway does its work. We provide a forum for elected and government officials, planning professionals, nonprofit and private sector partners, and citizens to come together and set regional priorities on critical issues. We believe this coordinated, coalition-building approach is the only way to harness the immense potential of our region and address the many challenges and opportunities that we face. After our business meeting, we will be celebrating the notable achievements of the past year as we present the annual Outstanding Local Government Achievement Awards, often called the OLGAs. Typically, at this point in our program, we would begin our luncheon following a blessing over the food and the reading of an in memoriam list. Although we will not be sharing a meal together today, it is important for us to continue the tradition of recognizing and honoring those elected officials and public servants who have died over the past year. I'd like to ask Jim Wild, the Executive Director of East-West Gateway, to deliver our memorial to those who have passed. Jim?
Thank you, Steve. Each year, East-West Gateway Council of Governments honors those elected officials and public servants who we've lost since last November. Please join us in remembering the following individuals. Chief Jerry Lee, St. Louis County Police Department, retired. Robert Kellett, Regional Citizen for St. Louis County, East-West Gateway Board Member. Jan Puza, Belleville City Council Member. Floyd Warman, former St. Louis County Police Commissioner. Gary Niebuhr, former longtime Edwardsville Mayor. Mary Louise Carter, City of Pagedale Mayor. Sam Moore, City of St. Louis Alderman. Ron Coleman, former Executive Director of the Open Space Council. Ray Lynn Meyer, Trustee, City of Marine, Illinois. Ron Choltheis, Monroe County Commissioner. Clint Jones, Madison County Board Member and also Maryville Street Superintendent. Lieutenant Ronald J. Whalage, Jr., DeSoto Rural Fire Protection District Fire Marshal. Paul Seibert, St. Clair County Board Member and Belleville City Council Alderman. Gail Uffert, Wood River City Councilwoman. John Essner, Associate St. Louis County Circuit Judge. Tamaris Bohannon, St. Louis City Police Officer. P. Wayne Good, former Missouri State Legislator and member of the University of Missouri Board of Curators. Joe Detter, Building Inspector for the City of Hillsborough and Inspector for Franklin County. Sherry Detter, Jefferson County Election Authority Office. Larry Tricano, Madison County Board Member. Rodney Epps, City of Jennings Council Member. And John R. Watson, St. Charles County County Councilor. Let's have a moment of silence to remember those individuals. Steve, back to you.
Thank you, Jim. I will now introduce to you the members of the East-West Gateway Council of Government Board of Directors. The members of our executive committee are Kurt Prenzler, Board Chairman, Madison County. Lyda Cruson, Mayor of the City of St. Louis. And I must take this opportunity to thank Lyda for her many, many years of service to not only the City of St. Louis, but the entire region. As most of you know, she announced her retirement yesterday. And Lyda, we're going to wait till the March meeting to give you your watch. But I wanted to go ahead and recognize you today while we have so many people in attendance. And if it's possible, can we give them a virtual standing, can we give Lyda a virtual standing ovation?
Yes.
Thank you all so much. Appreciate it.
Then we have Tim Brinker, Presiding Commissioner of Franklin County. Robert Elmore, Board Chairman of Monroe County. Now, Bob is also going to be leaving us, and Bob chose not to run this year, did not run for re-election, but has been a very, very active and important member of the board. Bob, your watch is in the mail. Let's give Bob a virtual standing ovation as well. Then we have Dennis Gannon, County Executive of Jefferson County, Mark Kern, Board Chairman of St. Clair County, and Dr. Sam Page, County Executive of St. Louis County. Our voting members are Rita Hurd Days, Councilwoman, 1st Council District, St. Louis County, Robert Eastern, Mayor, City of East St. Louis, Barbara Geisman, Regional Citizen, City of St. Louis, C. William Grogan, Regional Citizen, St. Clair County, Illinois, John Laker, Regional Citizen, Illinois, Robert Marquardt, Alderman, City of Union in Franklin County, Mark Kupsky, Mayor, City of Fairview Heights, Cheryl McGuire, President, Southwestern Illinois Council of Mayors, Roy Mosley, St. Clair County, Louis Reed, Aldermanic President, City of St. Louis, Ruth Springer, President, Municipal League of Metro St. Louis, Herb Simmons, President, Southwestern Illinois Metropolitan and Regional Planning Commission, Donald R. Summers Jr., Regional Citizen, St. Louis County, Mike Walters, Board Member, Madison County, John White, Councilman, St. Charles County, and Ron Williams, Regional Citizen from Madison County. Non-voting members include Holly Bieneman, Bureau Chief, Bureau of Planning, Illinois Department of Transportation, Patrick McKenna, Director, Missouri Department of Transportation, Talby Roach, President and CEO, Bi-State Development, and Aaron Willard, Office of the Governor, State of Missouri. And of course, our Executive Director is Jim Wild. I'd now like to call the meeting in order for a brief business session. There's one item on our agenda, the approval of the 2021 budget. The mayors and other members of the council have received the budget as recommended by the board of directors. Do I have a motion to approve the 2021 agency budget?
I move approval of the 2021 budget.
Second,
Is there a second?
second,
It's been moved by Dr. Page and seconded by Mayor Cruzen. We will be conducting the vote through the Zoom meeting platform polling function. When you see the question, please select your answer. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Are we approved, Jim?
I think we're probably pretty close to being approved.
All right, the budget has been approved. And that concludes the business meeting. Now let's begin the awards portion of our program. To introduce this year's honorees, I'll hand things over again to Executive Director Jim Wild.
Thanks, Steve. Today, we're taking time to celebrate the exceptional accomplishments of local officials and their partners with the 2020 Outstanding Local Government Achievement Awards. We want to thank those of you who made nominations this year. As always, it was an excellent group of nominees. Each year, the Outstanding Local Government Achievement Awards recognize many examples of great local government programs and people in our region. We will start today's recognition with the Gateway Lifetime Achievement Award, Service Award, which honors exemplary individuals who have given a lifetime of service to the public sector. The award this year goes to Kevin O'Keefe for his decades of dedicated public service to municipalities in the St. Louis region. Mr. O'Keefe has dedicated his professional life to serving municipal governments in the St. Louis region with a career spanning 40 years. Kevin provides legal representation to cities of all sizes within the St. Louis region, specializing in municipal law, urban development and redevelopment, and tax increment financing. In his municipal law practice, Kevin provides services that include drafting ordinances and regulations, consulting on employee matters, providing enforcement supervision to administrative matters, as well as litigation involving damage claims, contracts, civil rights, and land use issues. Kevin's informed guidance and in legal and political matters has helped numerous communities through his practical application of law, which transcends political ideology. Kevin's years of exemplary municipal government representation have earned him numerous awards from his peers and various local, regional, and national organizations. Awards and recognitions Kevin has received include Lawyer of the Year, 4 years, for 4 times, the Distinguished Service Award from the Missouri Municipal League, one of the few non-elected officials who received the award, the Lou Check Award of the Missouri Municipal Attorneys Association, and he has been on the list of best lawyers in America and super lawyers of Kansas and Missouri. Kevin is an experienced trial lawyer and has successfully argued cases in state and federal courts, as well as the United States Supreme Court. Numerous university programs, the Missouri City Management Association, Municipal League of Metropolitan St. Louis, and the American Planning Association have all benefited from lectures and seminars Kevin has given. He is known for his sharp wit, sense of humor, and stage presence. His lifetime of service to municipal government, his consummate professionalism, skill, and intelligence. His depth of knowledge in the field of local government law is remarkable and a testament to his dedication to public service. We will now play a brief video highlighting Kevin and his contributions to the region.
I'm originally from Pennsylvania, came here to go to law school at St. Louis University School of Law. Finished there and went into court administration as a part-time gig before I went in the Army. When I came back, I was with the Public Defender Bureau for a while and then in private practice. And that practice sort of led me to intersect with municipal courts and folks involved in municipal government. As I had more interaction with them and the more I respected and learned from them, the more I was interested in it. And then the opportunities came to start representing cities from time to time. I just find great joy in the chance to aid folks who are so dedicated to their neighbors and so earnest about their commitment to their neighbors that it's a privilege to be part of the team. There are some projects that have been dynamic, have been economic drivers, and those are wonderful and they have long-term consequences. But there's also neighborhood disputes or difficult issues that folks are trying to wrestle with, and the chance to help them navigate through that is a real privilege. I represented the city of Des Peres, and they had the redevelopment of West County Mall. It was a huge economic development. In Hazelwood, another longtime client of mine, we had a redevelopment of the entire Missouri Bottoms area involving a mall as well as an industrial development. Brentwood right now, another client of mine, has just received voter endorsement to undertake a massive redevelopment effort and flood abatement effort along Manchester Road and the southeast portion of Brentwood that's going to remake that area with trails, parks, a new economic development opportunity. To be in this arena gave me the chance to argue in the U.S. Supreme Court. There are only about 175, 150 cases a year that get there. So that was a remarkable experience. The fact that an organization like East West Gateway Council of Governments and the people involved in that would consider what I do to be worthy of recognition is an incredible honor. I could never have done this without my wife and my family and their incredible patience. I've continued to learn so much from the hundreds of volunteer elected officials who serve their neighbors, and from the thousands of professionals who work for the various communities that I've been privileged to represent, and their amazing dedication just trying to do the right thing and do the best thing for their neighbors and their community is inspiring and satisfying.
On behalf of East West Gateway and the elected officials of the region, I'm pleased to recognize Kevin O'Keefe as a recipient of the Gateway Lifetime Public Service Award. Our next category is exemplary accomplishment by a local government jurisdiction, agency, or individual. We have 2 awards in this category. We will first recognize Cahokia School District 187, Comanche Rolling Pantry. Administrators, staff, and vendors overcame limited resources and significant logistical challenges when COVID-19 forced schools to shut down for the rest of the school year, putting nearly 4,000 students in danger of experiencing food insecurity. School district administrators recognized this need and responded by creating the Comanche Rolling Pantry. We will now play a brief video describing the Cahokia School District 187 Comanche Rolling Pantry.
On March 17th, when we had to shut down our school, we realized one of the problems that our community was going to have was that most of our students really rely on school lunch and school breakfast. In our district, about 90% of our students qualify for free or reduced lunch. We realized that a lot of our students and a lot of people in our community don't have access to transportation. So instead of having people come to a site, which we did have a site as well, but instead of having them come to that site, we also took the pantry foods on our buses.
It was really important for us as transportation, as the school district, to help out the community in Cahokia, to make sure that our students were fed their breakfast and lunch.
We turned our school buses into a mobile pantry and we delivered them along our bus routes.
The Comanche Pantry came into play is to making sure not only were they getting their breakfast and lunches from the school district, but also they had extra food for dinner time and for feeding other people in the family that may not be a student or not be as a regular part of the community, but make sure everybody had the food that they needed.
Our Comanche Pantry was really conceived as an ideal way for us to help our community and our students during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Food insecurity is a huge problem, and we want to make sure that we address that and make sure everybody that needs to get the food can get the food.
I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the school district for just stepping forward and making sure the families in our community were taken care of and nobody was going home.
Our passion is for the community and the students that we serve in the community, and to be recognized for that is just icing on the cake.
To have parents come up to me and say, like, thank you so much, because you don't really understand how much this means to me, how much this is helping my family to make it through this time. I think that's the greatest level of success.
We are all the same team. We all had the same goal in mind, which is to feed our students and feed the community.
On behalf of East West Gateway and the region's elected officials, I'm pleased to recognize the Cahokia School District 187 as the recipient of the Exemplary Accomplishment by a Local Government, Jurisdiction, Agency, or Individual Award. Our second award in this category goes to St. Louis County Board of Elections. A presidential election year, especially one during a pandemic, is one that tests planning and preparation, operations, voter and poll worker interactions, communications, and crisis management abilities. Thanks to budgeting foresight, the Board of Elections invested in state-of-the-art equipment such as on-demand ballots, in-person paper voting, and vote anywhere election technology. Where's My Polling Place app and sample ballot lookup improved voter accessibility to the voting process. The St. Louis County Board of Elections was well prepared to handle the task in 2020. We will now play a brief video describing the achievements of the St. Louis County Board of Elections in 2020.
We have a unique environment at the Board of Elections where we have these employees from different backgrounds who have to be overtly political by law. They have to be a Democrat or Republican, and we come together and we make democracy work. An unprecedented challenge this year in administering not just one election, but 4 elections amid a pandemic. And we had to adapt pretty quickly. So we just purchased new voting equipment at the beginning of the year. We were able to allow voters to vote at any polling place in St. Louis County, which is a first for the state of Missouri. We implemented satellite absentee voting sites where voters could vote prior to Election Day at a number of different locations. We also had to implement virtual poll worker training. And then finally, right before the presidential election, we were able to stand up a voter wait time app so people could see across St. Louis County how many people were in line at each polling location. And then from that, they could decide where they wanted to go and vote.
We never closed throughout the entire pandemic. We stayed open every single day. And we just put in place safety protocols for our employees as well as the public that came in to see us, because we were taking absentee ballots back in March and April. It's a huge county, 1 million people, 750,000 voters. We have 92 municipalities, 800 elected officials, 324 different ballot styles in any given election, but our team really rose to the challenge.
We have about 60 full-time employees that work year-round, but once we get close to an election, we hire a number of temporary employees. So for the November general election this year in 2020, we hired close to 200 full-time temporary employees that worked in our office every day. And then of course on election day, we have an army of poll workers. We hire over 3,000 people just to work on election day.
We're honored to be awarded this award by the East West Gateway organization. It's a high honor for us, and I don't know of too many government agencies that get this kind of an award.
It means a lot that East West Gateway chose us for this award. I have been involved in election administration almost my entire professional career, and we have tried very hard in St. Louis County to be a very professional and forward-thinking, innovative organization. And it does mean a lot to us that a regional organization would even consider an election authority for an award like this.
On behalf of East West Gateway and the region's elected officials, I'm pleased to recognize the St. Louis County Board of Elections as a recipient of the Exemplary Accomplishment by a local government, jurisdiction, agency, or individual award. Our next award category is Exemplary Collaboration, Partnership, or Regional Initiative. We have 2 awards in this category also. The first award goes to the Productive Living Board of St. Louis County, St. Louis Office of Developmental Disability Resources, Developmental Disability Resources Board of St. Charles County, and the Developmental Disability Advocates of Jefferson County for establishing the Eastern Region Alliance. The Alliance is a collaboration of 4 county tax-funded boards who came together to align their funding requirements, processes, and tools in order to more efficiently and effectively meet their mission and reduce the administrative burden on agencies they fund. Through a 2-year planning process, these boards came together to improve the system for accessing funds for the needs of those with developmental disabilities across those 4 counties, which is a true act of public service. We will now play a brief video describing the achievements of the Alliance.
The Eastern Region Alliance is a collaboration between 4 local county boards who receive property tax dollars specifically intended to serve people with developmental disabilities. The 4 counties who participate include the Developmental Disabilities Resource Board of St. Charles County, the St. Louis Office for Developmental Disability Resources, the Productive Living Board in St. Louis County, and Developmental Disability Advocates in Jefferson County. All 4 of us have been in existence for over 40 years. We receive over $48 million in property tax funds and serve over 8,000 people across the St. Louis region. So we have a real sense of responsibility to be able to demonstrate the impact that this is making on people's lives.
It is our responsibility and mission to make sure that we are utilizing taxpayer dollars in the way that they were intended and providing the best services we can to people with developmental disabilities in our county.
We are fortunate in the St. Louis region to have many high-quality agencies providing services to people with disabilities. Many of them provide those services across county lines and receive funding from multiple boards. And so we realized that there was an opportunity for us as the funders to align our practices and to alleviate some of that administrative burden that our partner agencies were facing.
So the agencies loved the idea and they were on board from the beginning. I think they were probably a little bit skeptical as to whether we could make this happen because we had a very aggressive timeline for ourselves and our staff spent hours and hours working on this. They felt like they had input into it and there was a lot of buy-in from our funded agencies because of their involvement along the way. So I would say the biggest impact for our families is making sure that quality services are provided in each of our regions and helping to ensure that that happens, because by eliminating or decreasing the administrative burden, it really allows agencies to do what they do best, and that is to provide services.
We are so honored to have been selected for this award by East West Gateway. Winning this award from East West Gateway is such a tremendous honor. It's a win not just for the counties who are part of the Alliance, it's a win for the partner agencies who helped us create this alliance. It's a win for our volunteer boards who stuck with us through this project. It's a win for our teams who continue to work every week in creating this strong alliance.
On behalf of East West Gateway and the region's elected officials, I'm pleased to recognize the Eastern Regional Alliance as a recipient of the Exemplary Collaboration, Partnership, or Regional Initiative Award. Our second award in this category goes to St. Clair County for Team St. Clair. Team St. Clair was formed at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic in the spring of 2020 to respond to the needs of the communities within St. Clair County. The program evolved into a community partnership where thousands of members band together to help develop strategies to help guide St. Clair County through the COVID-19 pandemic and to encourage people to practice the 3 W's: wear a mask, wash your hands, and watch your social distancing. The Team St. Clair motto is let's be part of the solution, not the problem. We will now play a brief video about the achievements of St. Clair County and the Team St. Clair.
St. Clair County Emergency Management Agency is a support agency, and when this pandemic first started, our St. Clair County Board Chairman, Mark Kern, wanted to make sure that our county residents, there was a platform that we could have the most up-to-date, accurate information out there. So he challenged us to get a social media platform put together, which has turned out to be the source of information to our county residents.
We started doing daily briefings at 3:30 every day. In the very beginning, it was to announce the first cases of COVID-19 in St. Clair County. And then as the virus progressed, we were announcing hospitalization numbers, long-term care facility and congregate living facilities that had cases. And it evolved into what we're doing today.
Team St. Clair, the phrase that we coined early on when Chairman Kern said that we had to bring all of the political leaders together. We were holding conference calls with all the mayors in the communities, getting their buy-in, which they all did because it was a team effort.
We have said from day one that we want to be as transparent as we can be. And we know that there is a lag when it comes to reporting. A lot of what you will see when it comes to data states that it's provisional. We pride ourselves on the fact that the numbers that we present every day are the numbers that cross our desk at St. Clair County Health Department. We receive them, we check them, we verify them, and feel very confident presenting those numbers daily to all of St. Clair County residents that these are accurate numbers for positives, negatives, and unfortunately any deaths that may have occurred that day.
Team St. Clair is not only made up of our department heads, but it's citizens of the community that follows our briefings every day, and they have done tremendous work of getting this message out, sharing our briefings every day, telling people to practice the 3 W's, and without the support of the public, our job would have been a lot harder.
So it's really been a team effort. All the hospitals are facing the same problems. Their staffing issues. Their staff is tired. They've been working this response from day one. We are asking them not only to put themselves out there first, but now we are adding an element of the unknown with COVID-19. And it has been our great honor and privilege to continue to serve those law enforcement and police and fire and EMS that have been doing that and keeping them updated with the most up-to-date guidance and information.
Nobody expected to receive anything award out of this because, you know, we go to work every day to do our job. But to my staff to be recognized, I think is really great. The health departments, everybody from Team St. Clair that's been out there either on the front line or behind the scenes, because there's a lot of work behind the scenes that get done. The contact tracers, you know, the people at the hospitals, at the doctor's offices. You know, this has turned our world upside down, and it's going to be that way for a while. But it's really a good feeling to know that there is a group like East West Gateway out there that recognizes the job that good people are doing.
Looking at all of the different types of agencies and businesses and institutions that have come together for one common cause is often hard. You know, it's hard to get everybody at the same table and on the same team. And I think when it all comes down to it, everybody that's involved in the COVID-19 response wants the same thing. We want to protect the public. We want to move forward as quickly and safely as we can to be on the other end of this.
On behalf of East West Gateway and the region's elected officials, I'm pleased to recognize Team St. Clair as a recipient of the Exemplary Collaboration, Partnership, or Regional Initiative Award. Our last category is Leadership in Planning and Design Innovation. We also have 2 awards in this category. The first award goes to the City of Hazelwood for Hazelwood OCR. Howdershow Park is Hazelwood's marquee park and is the location of the city's annual Harvest Fest, summer food truck nights, and many other community events. When improving Howdershow Park in 2017, the City of Hazelwood took the opportunity to bring a unique and exciting new program called Hazelwood Obstacle Course Racing, or OCR, to the community. Hazelwood OCR build on the popularity of the American Ninja Warrior shows and gives the city the opportunity to host competitions and demonstrations, as well as building a culture of health, wellness, and fitness in the community. Obstacles include the spider walk, angled globe grasp, and the cliffhanger challenge, and allows athletes ages 13 and over to flow from one obstacle to another. We will now play a brief video about Hazelwood OCR.
We bring in people from multiple states to come in because we're the only municipality in the area with this kind of equipment.
We've created kind of a culture here, and we're one of the few places in the Midwest.
It's so cool.
We were doing a park renovation and we were looking for something new. And ultimately, at that point in time, the popularity of the American Ninja Warrior television program was really taking off, and we wanted to put something new out there, and met with some playground designers and had a ninja style obstacle course made, the first of its kind that I'm aware of in a municipal setting. From that, we blossomed into an obstacle course racing group. Hazelwood OCR, Hazelwood Obstacle Course Racing, is our team, and we started putting on these obstacle course races, which is unique for municipalities to be involved with. The love amongst that group and the camaraderie and the support is really like I've never seen from a group of people before.
There's all levels of skill and there's support from the beginners to the experts. Hazelwood OCR program is a great way to build that sense of community. You're out there, you're on the obstacle course, you're running it, you're climbing over walls and throwing spears. Everybody's there to help each other. You've got the kids races, you've got the experts, you've got the novices, you've got the volunteers.
We have a city council that's been very supportive of all kinds of things that we've thrown at them. And this was no different. It was a fantastic improvement to the park. Some folks come in 3-4 days, people that stay at hotels, people eating out of restaurants.
Being recognized by East West Gateway on how amazing this program is and the phenomenal job our Parks and Recreation Department does with this program is gratifying. It helps us show the world that we've got some neat things going on.
It was fantastic news when we received the news that East West Gateway selected us for this honor. I'm proud of it. I'm proud what our team has been able to accomplish, and that the city of Hazelwood allows us to do.
On behalf of East West Gateway and the region's elected officials, I'm pleased to recognize the City of Hazelwood and Hazelwood OCR as a recipient of the Leadership in Planning, Design, and Design Innovation Award. Our next award in this category goes to the West Florissant Corridor District. The West Florissant Corridor District serves as an example of how neighboring municipalities in the region can coordinate their land use and zoning ordinances to achieve a cohesive zoning district that is rooted in community engagement and a multi-jurisdictional approach. The collaboration facilitated by St. Louis County Economic Development Partnership helped the communities of Jennings, Delwood, and Ferguson coordinate and implement a standardized zoning code to create a vibrant walking corridor with a diverse mix of land uses that benefit existing property owners and facilitates new development. This partnership helped to fulfill the objectives of the community as expressed in the West Florissant Avenue Great Streets Master Plan. We will now play a brief video about the West Florissant Corridor District.
We knew that we had one common goal, which was to see the West Florissant corridor redeveloped.
It's West Florissant, and it's between I-270 and Lucas and Hunt. It's actually a pretty
thriving corridor, I would say. It also was the site of some civic unrest around the Michael Brown shooting. So there's been a lot of spotlight on some of the buildings that were not able to survive that. And then also calling attention to the state of the people who live there.
The idea was basically having a third party outside of government that was going to be able to take care of the development of the corridor and see it develop as the stakeholders would like to see.
It is called the West Florissant Corridor District. It is a set of land use development guidelines and a zoning ordinance that is a collaboration between 3 municipalities in St. Louis County, Delwood, Jennings, and Ferguson, working with all those municipalities that go along West Florissant corridor. It's about a 3-mile corridor. Part of the result of that plan was a recommendation to unify the zoning and development guidelines across the 3 municipalities on that corridor, partly to make the community more walkable, more mixed use, different variety of uses, and also to attract new development.
We brought stakeholders from 3 different cities, and we were able to accomplish the goals that we set ourselves to achieve. And we've been able to see development come through because of the fact that we've come together, coalesced together to say, hey, let's have the same common zoning codes, let's have the same standards, and let's also kind of be working on the same infrastructure needs for that corridor.
The most important outcome of this is that these 3 municipalities really collaborated and worked together because they wanted to see a community that extended beyond their borders, and they didn't compete against each other. They worked together to achieve this.
The impact is tremendous. I mean, you think about the fact that for us, West Florissant is our downtown. So it's the heartbeat of our city. Keeping that corridor alive, keeping it thriving, keeping it busy is really important. But also too, making sure that we're doing this in kind of a coordinated effort with Jennings and Ferguson that share the same corridor.
I'm just proud of all the the city councils, the board of aldermen, the mayors, everyone who worked to pass this ordinance and work together deserve the credit.
It's always great to hear that you're being recognized and you're part of town. The fact that, the work that we do on West Florissant up there in North County is being recognized really kind of, it makes me feel good.
On behalf of East West Gateway and the region's elected officials, I'm pleased to recognize the West Florissant Corridor District as a recipient of the Leadership in Planning and Design Innovation Award. Steve, that concludes our Olga portion of the day, so I'll turn it back over to you.
Thanks, Jim. Congratulations again to all the recipients, the individuals who nominated them, and all who are here today to celebrate their accomplishments. In the program posted on the events page, you will find a list of all this year's nominations. We hope you will join us throughout the coming year in our efforts to make the St. Louis region a more prosperous community for all its residents. We look forward to working towards that goal with each of you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending. Now please join me in giving one last round of applause for all our award recipients. Please join us at 2 p.m. to view one of 3 sessions focused on issues impacting the St. Louis region. The sessions include, number 1, the St. Louis economy in the COVID-19 pandemic. A second, the St. Louis region's cyber threat landscape. And finally, a third, an implementation update on the Metrolink security strategy. To view these sessions after leaving this meeting, simply return to the annual meeting events page on the East West Gateway website and click on the link for the session that sounds most interesting to you. Remember, all the sessions, including the meeting and award ceremony we just concluded, are being recorded and will be available for viewing in the near future. Thanks to all of you again. The meeting is now adjourned.